We're just going to do this freestyle on Valentine's Day 2026.
The red is for passion.
Red is for passion. Winging it with some heart. We're your hosts. This is Nancy Wilson. I am Ann Wilson, and here we go.
Funny story. I ran into them at not Whole Foods up in Seattle. There used to be this chain. It was like the healthy chain. And one day I was picking up some like snacks and beer for a party, and there was Nancy Wilson and Cameron Crowe.
Oh, married.
Line right in front of me. Yeah,
married. There we
go. At the grocery store shopping, as they do.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's why we're winging it, because there's stories like that. We haven't done this in a minute, DB. That's my fault. So
yeah.
Life is precarious. It's interesting, and there's just a lot going on in the world right now, isn't there?
It's crazy that you have a life and you got things to do. Isn't that weird?
Well, you have a life also, but it was just our lives.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
Our lives pull apart sometimes, and then like a good vacuum, it just comes right back in.
Let's see what this is all about. This is a friend of mine gave me this. It's a brewery in California.
Bootlegger. I didn't realize.
Bootlegger. It's in Anaheim or Southern California.
Orange, Anaheim area. Yeah. I've been there. It's actually nice. My friends Martin and Pretty, she unfortunately passed in December, but they would go there quite frequently because they sponsored their rugby team back in the day.
I had this and with Mike, and it was very similar to the Neon Desert's hefeweizen that we love so much.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice. Well, this is a short segment intro. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having us. TikTok Live over here, recording for YouTube over there. We're going to take a quick segment break and then get into the gist of it and just talk freestyle.
Day drinkers, baby.
Vegas Day. Sip, socialize, shine.
Welcome to the spot where the good times flow. Chris and Darren behind the bar, putting on a show in Vegas where the sun shines bright and the stories unfold. Grab a pint, pull up a chair, let the good times roll. Sip, socialize, shine, that's the motto we live by. From the strip to downtown, beneath the desert sky. Walls tell tales, bars tell lies, but here we speak the truth. For the Vegas Day drinkers, finding joy in our youth.
Back.
And we're back with episode 33. We're calling this one Winging It With Some Heart. My joke has already been presented. Nancy Wilson, Ann Wilson, Barracuda.
Dude, I can't even it's been so long since I listened to any of their albums. What was Barracuda, obviously. What was the other one?
Oh, I mean, they were throughout the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And then they were Paramount when Led Zeppelin got their Presidential Medal of Freedom. But they covered them, so...
Then what was the one in the 80s, the late 80s, though, the ballad that everybody was in love with?
Oh, gosh, put me on the spot.
Speaking of love.
That is good.
It's pretty delicious, isn't it?
Quite tasty. Hey, we were still on TikTok Live, but on the main segment recording, you were just talking about AI and TikTok Seller Shop. But off the camera, off recording, when we were getting prepped for this, you were telling me about you sent it last night, which is all the rage right now. The new, not ByteDance, what would you say it was called? The new AI software that created the...
Geez, you just put me on the spot again.
Yeah, see?
I just had it.
Fuck you, Hart. Wow, on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're so prepared.
Yeah, which brings me to this. I have a heart on for all our fans. So there we
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, that's so cheesy, Chris. Yes. It's just a weird name. It's like snooze drive or seed drive. Yeah. Seed drive or something like that.
We'll fix that in post.
It's all right. That's why the people love us, Chris, because we're real.
Yeah.
We're not AI bots.
Yeah, scripted.
We screw up constantly.
Oh, is this for you? No.
No.
But then you sent me last night the TikTok with Anakin Skywalker and
Padme.
Yeah, Padme.
Natalie Portman.
With we have AI, right, to cure cancer. You know.
Yeah, we're using in the clip. It's Anakin and Padme having their picnic on Naboo, and they're falling in love. And in this particular AI clip, Padme is asking Anakin if we're using this brilliant tool of AI to cure cancer, and Anakin's just staring at her like evilly, and it pans down to Padme's breast, and instead of curing cancer, we've used this AI to create massive boobs on Padme. It's just ridiculous.
And he sent that to me knowing that I had a chuckle. And in fact, indeed, I had a chuckle.
Well, Chris is definitely a juggler, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And on this Valentine's Day, just so you know, motorboating is for lovers.
See, exactly. He's prepared.
Yeah, so if you didn't think it was scripted, maybe it was partially scripted. What else has been going on? You went out to Disneyland to see congratulations to your Seahawks, right?
Yeah,
Super Bowl
Seahawks won the
60
Super Bowl.
champions.
Yep. I find it funny because whenever the Seahawks do anything great, people are like, "Oh, the game sucked."
Yeah.
But technically, I'm not a huge sports fan. We know this already, but I do know that they did not. I think did they say it's the first time in NFL playoff history that there was no turnovers
I think
in
so.
the playoffs and
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Just another little, tidbit of,
Now, did you know that because you kind of have a wonky foot right now, so they gave you a doctor's note for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That you just kind of went out to Disney. I didn't even think about it until after the fact, but did you know that, Sam Darnold was going to be in the parade, I guess, the next day? Was that subconsciously?
Subconsciously, yeah. I was like, if they win, they're going to be there because,
Okay.
I don't remember the quarterback it started with. It was like the old Bengals quarterback, blonde-haired guy, like,
Boomer Esiason?
was it Boomer? Like he had really
Oh, you mean-
like platinum blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Boomer?
Did that originally started the whole tradition?
So Disney,
Okay.
they were looking for a marketing campaign, and they had asked his manager or something like that in a meeting. Like, I don't know the specifics of it, but it was like Michael Eisner and his manager, where they were brainstorming ways they could market.
Yeah.
And they came up with this thing. They're like, "Hey, we're going to Disneyland," and they asked him if he would say it. And he's like, "No, I don't want nothing to do with it." And then game time, they actually won. And so somebody that worked for ABC snuck up behind him and was like, "Hey, now that you've won the Super Bowl, what do you want to do?" He's like, and he turns back and he's like, "I'm going to Disneyland." And now, obviously the deals are hush hush, but they're huge marketing deals, and they pay them big money to go down there and save the line. So.
Well, from San Francisco to LA, a quick flight too, right? So keep it in state.
Yeah, everybody was like dumbfounded. They're like, "How could they get there so fast?" And I'm like, "Didn't they party all night? You're on an hour flight, and then you're back to you're there for 2 hours, 3 hours doing marketing stuff, and then you're back up to wherever you were."
So the game was 6 days ago. It was in Levi Stadium up in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm very proud to say that the Seahawks won a championship game before the 49ers did in their brand new house.
Yeah, kind of put a thumping on them too. It wasn't that great of a game. But,
No, it was. So again, like I'm not a sports fan, but technically, they shut them down completely. Technically it was a amazing game.
Yeah.
Technically, but if you're looking for bombers and passes and fights and scuffles, then yeah, it wasn't great. But
Yeah, and then the reward for that was the OC for the Seahawks. Clint Kubiak got named the next day as the Raiders' new head coach.
he literally was on the field and he's like, "I'll see you in Las Vegas.
Peace. Yeah.
Hey, money, power, and money talk." That's the
So
way it
as
goes.
we talk about all things topical Las Vegas, now he was named the coach first part of the week. They did the big presser. They had some former Raiders legends. So I think they're circling the wagons because I think the fan base, if they don't, between naming him, he is a star on the rise in the NFL, and then the potential first round draft pick with the first pick overall, Mendoza from Indiana. If that's not going to rally the base in the offseason, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
So there is a little buzz in Las Vegas about the Raiders, even though the season just ended. All 285 games have now been consumed.
Just so we're clear, there's always a bit of buzz about the Raiders
That's right,
in the
yeah.
preseason.
Yeah, just don't ask Henry Ruggs.
And then they play their first game and everybody's like, "Oh my God, not again."
Right. But no, obviously it's still Mark Davis, but Brady is year 2 of his ownership, so he's starting to put a little bit of his footprint into the mix,
Yeah.
with his minority
The best thing
ownership.
that I think would ever happen to the Raiders franchise is to have Mark Davis just step aside.
Yes.
100%.
More time to postulate on his haircut. That's horrible.
Wasn't that quote? He said, "My girlfriend loves me for my beautiful hair," or something like that.
Yeah. No, she loves
28-year-old
Yeah.
supermodel loves him for his gray hair.
Seen in Las Vegas last week, Bill Belichick and his young beauty, and Mark Davis having dinner. No. So obviously that was the football game, but the bigger thing.
What's up with these rich guys and just like super young? I get it, young women are better looking. Why not have the?
No one understands me.
Oh my God, it just, as somebody who's been in a long-term relationship, you got to get along with your mate because eventually the fucking stops.
You know,
And you got to have a conversation. And I mean, I can't imagine the conversations are deep with a
right.
60-year-old and a 25-year-old.
I'm sure that he's on his laptop and she's on her phone doing her TikTok and everything, and it is what it is. I mean, it's something tried, something true. If you've got
Doing it for money.
Yeah, if you've got a gut belly and $1 million paycheck, you've probably got a hot blonde.
Hey Chris, why are you talking about me like that?
I didn't say a damn word.
So I got a rant. Can I go on a rant, or do you want to wait?
Is it a rant about the NFL?
No.
Let's continue this and then you can
Okay,
rant.
we'll do this.
So
first.
the bigger jive turkey in the room was the Super Bowl halftime show. So very titillating Bad Bunny.
Oh my God! Like I am so over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because okay. So let me give you my.
This is a different rant.
This is a different rant. No, it's not even a rant. It's not even a rant. I get both sides, but first of all, the NFL is a growing brand. It's a brand. It's a business.
A global brand.
It's a global brand. Was one of the most spoken languages in the Americas is Spanish. It's not English. Sorry to hand. And the younger generations.
Okay.
The younger generations are not as white as they were.
Sure.
And they're typically, and they're a global brand and they're trying to expand. How do you do that? You take the number one recording artist in history and create a halftime show around him. That's it. Now, I tried to watch the Kid Rock one just to see what the buzz was all about, but oh my God, like tired, old.
I didn't see
cranky.
either. I still haven't seen Turning Point 1. I watched the one on YouTube, I think on Tuesday when I had to spare 15 minutes. And I kind of had read kind of what the setup was. To your point, yeah, Roger Goodell answers to 32 owners. And 32 owners, the NFL is not just no longer a domestic brand, it's an international brand. And they're trying to keep up with FIFA, and they're not trying to keep up with MLB.
And I'm gonna give you a little insight here, too. The owners of said NFL are in it for
Revenue.
what? For the fans? No, they're in it for making profit. So in order to expand, you have to cater to a larger audience, and they want to make more money. They don't give a shit about what you think of the halftime show. So you whining about it doesn't do a goddamn thing. Like if you really don't like it, just don't watch the NFL, and they'll have to change.
Sure.
Simple as that. But I guarantee you, there's not one of you out there that's like, nah, I'm turning the NFL off forever.
I mean, I watched it. I'm not that familiar with Bad Bunny. I've listened to some of his
I
stuff.
have no idea. I've never listened to anything he's ever done.
The reggaeton or whatever they call it, kind of his Latino kind of trap music. I mean, he played Allegiant a couple summers ago and was a monster sellout, I believe.
He sells out everywhere.
Yeah, and then I think he's down in South America right now.
He said he didn't. He said he wasn't going to do a world tour again, and he just did like 20 shows in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And they all sold out.
Gotcha.
The other thing about that halftime show for me was the Kid Rock one. It looked like a rock show in 1980, like Def Leppard, Hysteria.
Yeah.
Back in the day, lasers and flames and sparks and.
Who is currently on residency at Caesar's Palace right now?
I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of Kid Rock either, but because he's from a rich family.
Yeah.
In Michigan, real estate family, and he just plays the poor everyman for guess what? Profit. Weird.
Yeah. Good old Bob Ritchie.
But the thing I liked about the NFL halftime show is it was represented America. It was like the American dream. Poverty. You lift yourself up, you make something yourself, you struggle.
Sure.
There was a marriage live on stage. It was an actual marriage.
I did probably think I liked Kendrick Lamar's halftime show last year better.
That one was way more controversial.
In the short distance of time. Now I think we've talked about this on a previous pod also, but like all-time halftime shows, what's been your favorite? Not being a over-the-top zealot sports fan.
Didn't you two do one once?
They did.
Yeah,
They did theirs post 9/11, so it was very.
I mean, I'm a YouTube fan, and
Sure.
And Coldplay did one, and I really like Coldplay.
Yes.
Coldplay is better on mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Which we are right now. No. Yeah. I've got to work later. I would never do that. Condone that. So is that psilocybin? What is that? No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, U2's was good. I still deflect back to probably my best one ever was Prince, just because like reading the backstories now. of like how much to pull that performance off in the rain. I think it was in Miami.
But you know what's crazy? I'm sorry. You know what's crazy? And this is off topic a little bit, but I was thinking about Prince the other day and everything that was going on in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know, in Minneapolis, you know, the whole immigration thing. I'm like, man, if Prince was alive, you know, he would have probably wrote a whole album and did a whole thing about it, you know. I would have loved to have seen what he would have done with that.
Play on words, he would have iced the motherfucker.
I'm sure he would have had something to say, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Paisley Park would have represented.
Yeah.
What was your other rant?
So, this is off sports. So,
Okay.
just random.
This is free flow. Let's go.
Yeah, it's free flow. You know, we're not really doing anything. So it's not even a day drinking thing, but it could be. It made me want to drink actually. So the other day I was looking at my bank statements as you should. If you don't, you really should. Credit card statements, and I saw this charge for $110 from Sam's Club, and I was like, what the hell? I haven't been to Sam's Club in like a year. Because I was looking back at my last transactions, and it literally was like almost a year ago that I was at Sam's Club.
Like annual membership or something?
So I've never had a membership at Sam's Club.
Oh, okay.
I was on my buddies, and Jeff, unfortunately, he passed away, and his has been expired for a while. And I have an EV now, so I don't get gas. That was the main reason I went to Sam's, was just to go get the cheap gas. But so I went to the Sam's Club and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like I had a membership with my buddy, but it was his membership. And they said, oh, sometimes, you know, like the checker will just check a box and it'll just subscribe you. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I never had a membership, never had, I made a purchase. I think I went with you to buy the totes. Remember when I bought those totes?
Sure.
I used my card. So apparently when I used my card that one time, back in April of last year, whoever the checker was, I guess they can check a box and it automatically subscribes you to a premium membership. Not even like the $50 membership. It was a premium membership for $110 a year, auto renewal.
Oh.
So like just watch your statements, because these companies are just fucking like,
so like
they're just looking for a reason to like, oh, maybe they wouldn't notice it or whatever.
some sort of spiff or something, perhaps. Like, what, you think they were paid a bonus?
That's what I asked him. I said, well, does the employee, were they having like a sign up bonus thing or something like that? So they're like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, no, I want to talk to the manager. And the manager came over and I explained the situation, and they're like, could have been, we don't really know. And I'm like, well, you should probably fix it, because signing people up for accounts like randomly and just charging them $110, not cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad, you know. I realized, you know, businesses are going to business, but you know.
So did you actually go to the physical Sam's, or was this a
I
phone
had
call?
to, yeah, because I'm like, I'm not going to call them and like be, hey, you know. I was like, what the hell, guys?
Can I ask you a
So
bigger?
it took an hour out of my day, but you know, like, not a big deal. But I look at everything in time. So like, my time is worth, you know, $50 an hour, $40 an hour, say. So I had to take an hour out of my day, you know.
Can I ask a bigger question?
Sure.
Did you get a hot dog while you were there?
I didn't purchase anything. I was like, no.
Damn it. Okay.
No, I literally would drive up to Costco, where I actually have a membership, and buy a Costco rather than give them my money. I think that's just a terrible business practice.
No, that's shitty. And like they shouldn't be allowed access to do that, or there should be some sort of pre-authorization or signing off on that, not just tick the
Not
box.
just clicking a box, yeah. And so this employee, whoever this was, could have won, you know, a brand new Corvette because they signed 1 million people up
Sure.
just by clicking a box. And then, you know, imagine the amount of time these staff have to deal with these things if they're doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, back when in the Steiner's days, when they used to have a promotion not only for the patrons but also the employees, when if, like, let's say it was Fat Tire, there's a lot more Fat Tires rung up even though they're drinking Bud Light. To accrue that in for the entry, if you will.
So I guess good for the employee for taking initiative, but thanks for wasting my time, Sam's Club.
Wow, real talk.
Well,
Hey,
you know how I feel about Walmart in general.
Oh, I know. Let's talk about some Vegas stuff. You and I both work at the airport. We are into the 6th week of 2026.
Sure.
What's your take? I mean, there's other things going on. You know, in January, Southwest, which is why I work in Seagates primarily. You know, Once again, Southwest has changed one of their age-old policies and gone to a different seating regimen policy. So people
They've
kind
just
of
basically, they got a private equity investor that bought enough of the company that is able to demand that they make more profits and for shareholders, and so they're just adopting the luggage and the paying for seats.
But I think the passengers are adapting to that after the baggage fees were put in last year. Now I know that if you have a Southwest credit card or if you fly enough, you have your A status, that absolves some of that. But I think, and I've done some videos on a different TikTok, when I walk in every day, that I think, I mean, it's been a slow start to January. You have CES, you have New Year's. February we had Super Bowl. I thought last weekend was light. I talked to passengers leaving a week ago today that were like, yeah, we were thinking about staying an extra day at Caesars, but then they wanted $200 a seat just to sit in the sports book. No money towards packages or alcohol or appetizers, just like physically sit your butt in the seat and like, you know what, we're going to go back out to California and go to our friend's house.
We've talked about this before. It's a number of things. It's not just one thing. Like, it's not just that Vegas is overpriced. It is overpriced, but it's a number of different things. It's what we've talked about before, how there's only 3 companies that own the majority of all the strip casinos, and they're all owned by private equity now, and they all own the land but lease everything, and the rents are super high, so they have to make X amount of dollars to pay their rent, so that's why everything costs so much.
But then they saw the numbers were light last weekend, Thursday, Friday, and then they put Vegas on a fire sale for like hotel rooms. But then the thing is, if you're in California, you're sitting there, but you've already got your plans because you've got your bratwurst, your Doritos, your keg of beer, whatever you're consuming. Why would I leave last second? Oh, because by the way, it used to be I could get on a $39 one-way flight on Southwest, but those aren't really offered that much anymore.
Nope.
So like that price block structuring that you like, okay, I get a cheap flight, I can get a cheap room, and I can go have a good time. And then I can maybe concede. I'm not excited about a $25 old fashioned at Cosmo, but I concede that because I got here and can stay here relatively cheaply. But now, you don't get here cheaply, you don't stay here cheaply, and I'm still paying $25 for a cocktail. Oh, by the way, with a bartender that's probably high because he's upset about something.
Yeah.
And then I get a bad experience. So where's the stopgap, and then how do we go forward?
You struggle. I think it's going to be a struggle for a while, unfortunately. I think that it's not just that, and I get it. You're talking about high prices and everything because the K-shaped economy that we're in right now, the gambling revenues are up.
Yep.
So they're making money because the higher end people are coming in and spending a lot of money.
Yep.
So they're like, well, we're still doing okay because we've got these people that are coming and dropping huge dollar amounts on these higher end items. So,
but I think that's kind of a house of cards too, because you have culturally speaking, in Western civilization, gambling's kind of frowned upon, where in Eastern culture, it's something you do, right?
Yeah.
And so you have a big whale, quote unquote, come in from Asia that loses $30 million on a weekend. Yeah. It looks great for Win.co, but Win.employee, not so bueno.
I think that just like, I was going to send you that video. We briefly discussed it before the show, but they're talking about how the economy's been propped up by the wealthy right now to make the numbers look good, to make everything look great. So like, yes, the Dow is at 50,000 and it's growing, but as a person, me personally, my dollar doesn't go as far. Like I have to, because I'm not making as much money because there's less travel. I'm not able to go out to that dinner now. Now I'm gonna cook macaroni and cheese a couple nights a week. We're just being like squeezed. Everything's more expensive.
And kind of full circle and the willy-nilly is these $200 billion investments they're doing in AI, so Anakin can look at Padme's bigger tits. I mean.
Chris is like, I really wouldn't want to spend more time watching the Star Wars thing. It looks great.
I think this is a rewatch. But the numbers are just insane. It's not like, I did a little graphic for a reel, and from 1984 to 2026, and obviously 2026 is Elon is the top of the heap.
Yeah.
But you had these Asian guys, which I would imagine were own Toyota and Honda.
Yeah.
And 40 years ago, the world's richest person was like 20 billion
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Relatively short amount of speck of time.
Exactly.
And now what is Elon ringing it like first trillionaire? And
Yeah.
that is insane.
You don't need that much money. But like this is a whole other argument,
Sure.
and I know people are all going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Capitalism rules. But there should be. I believe that there's just a larger picture that the lower you are on the totem pole, the more you're getting squeezed. That's just simply the way it is. Like I am a very privileged person, and I have a lot, I can pretty much do whatever I want. But even I'm like, I'm not. My wages are down. My buying power is down. Like I went out the other day. I went to the Hard Hat Lounge with a friend. He wanted to try the Stay Tuned burgers.
Yeah.
Even there, it was $22 for a burger and a beer and tots.
Yeah.
$22.
And like to do a little actual Vegas day drinking.
And it's in paper, like it's not like served to you on a plate or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, you walk up, you order it, and then they call your number or you call you when you're. I mean, Hard Hat Lounge is fun, and it's a relatively small, just like little divey bar on Industrial.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like, okay, all right, it was good. Is it $22 good? But like talking about the K economy, Savay and I went to get her new health card the other day.
Kmart.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a different blue light special.
I got to stop at Kmart now.
Yeah, it's a different blue light special. But we stopped. Stage Door reopened in December, and we stopped. And I did a little TikTok on this the other day. The last bastion of the deal, Old Vegas, the $1 Bud and Bud Light, and the $5 shot of Jaeger, $5 shot of Patron is down.
Yeah.
Now gone up.
Yeah. Well, I think I posted on there. They got a new roof. So guess what that means? Who pays for the new roof?
Yeah.
Not the tenant, not the business owner. You do.
And I've been
even though they've made money, it's paid for. They've made tons of money off this place for years and years and years and years. And
I was being reflective because when I opened the Hofbrau House 22 years ago now, or whatever it's been.
How much is a pint there now? Or a liter?
Ridiculous. Well, it's ridiculous, and don't get me started on that because it's like. We should probably do the next podcast from the front porch because it's get off my lawn day.
I know how to trigger Chris.
Yeah.
Just bring up Hofbrau House and their price of a liter.
$25 for a liter of beer. Of course, in that like traffic patterns. He and I have both worked in bars and restaurants most of our adult lives, and for those things to work, you need bodies, you need repetition, and like I've limited myself to going down there at Maibach time and Oktoberfest time because I'm like, again, yes, it's the price. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Then two is to sit there and at the bar because I don't need the whole experience of going into the main hall, if you will, but like to have the bartender look there like he's basically like standing there staring at me drooling, And
does he want to eat you, Chris?
I'm a big schnitzel. So my jokes are the worst. But I'm like, when I write my notes for this one, my joke is I don't expect a hand job in a car wash when I sit at your bar, but at least pretend like you want me to be there.
Yeah.
Small talk, how you guys doing, willkommen, was ist los, whatever. But then it's just to kind of like either stand there or go stand in the corner and like looks like I'm more offending you by like sitting there having a beer than not being there. Well, what's the welcome? What's the hospitality in that?
I get, well, that's a whole nother discussion about hospitality and
yes, it is.
And we're talking about pricing out Vegas here. So yeah, I believe that Vegas is simply you have many factors with Vegas. You have the private equitization of Vegas, the demanding high rent prices. They're buying back all their stocks. They're keeping. You have casinos in 48 states now.
Yeah.
You have everybody getting squeezed. Higher rents, higher prices for everything, higher prices for services because all these companies have consolidated, so they're charging more now. It's just simply.
Well, and you talk about
you have the squeeze, and I've talked about this with you many times. Like they're constantly talking about how movie theaters, people aren't going to movies anymore. They're like because the experience is ruined and people just know they can watch it at home. I think people would still go out and see movies, and they still do if you make it an event. But the real problem is that people aren't going to see movies because they're getting squeezed every which way. They are, groceries are more expensive, services are more expensive. My insurance bill and my insurance alone is ridiculous. Like it's $800 a month. I pay $800 a month just in insurances. Isn't that insane?
Insane.
Just for insurance.
If you were in the early 2000s playing for the Knicks, we'd call it Lynn Sanity and just call me Jeremy Lynn. I was thinking about that one. So
I think I sent you that that video, Vegas Policy, talking about how one of the lawyers here in town took that $6 million ad in the Super Bowl, and just simply if they just simply passed a law saying that these guys getting sued for these exorbitant amount of monies, the
amount of marketing budget that like the Ed Bernsteins and the Demopoulos, and we're just like, let's do like the Pat McAfee. We're just a couple dudes here talking. We're just having fun commenting. So please don't sue us, But the amount of like marketing budget they have for the billboards, the commercials, now you see these like private Ubers. Have you seen the Ubers? I'm assuming they're Ubers or the Instacarts or whatever. Yeah. With like the LEDs in the back windows that allow you to see,
of course,
adverts, if you will. I don't know how much they're getting subsidized.
It makes me wonder, like with insurance companies and lawyers and all these things, like all the ads. If they cut all that out, you could save a ton of money.
Right.
But then it makes me think, like, are their friends the ones in the advertising business? They're keeping it going. Like if they're all in bed together.
Well, but we just
you got the TV channels that make the ad revenue.
But it's an ad vertical that's going a certain way, right? Because if you're a certain age, you look at it. But if you're a certain age, you're probably not looking at it. And I don't know if Demopoulos is doing served ads on TikTok. I haven't opened up my TikTok app yet.
Chris, I just want to say, this is enough to make you want to drink. Cheers. Here's the lawyers.
Yeah, but it is insane because literally every bus, every billboard in this town is just or whatever said convention is here that they have a temporary space as you come out of the airport that's marketing.
I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it seems to me that if you just put a law in place or some kind of restriction that you can't sue people for, I'm going to sue you for $8 million. And then the lawyer gets $2 million, and then you get, after fees and taxes, you get $4 million, and then Chris and I pay more on our insurance premiums because you're able to sue for that much. If you just put caps on all those things, and made it so you can't,
Didn't they come out and say that like car insurance in Nevada is supposed to go up like 26% this year? Is that a number that's in my head?
I haven't seen that, but
I haven't seen it yet. But I still think oh gosh.
Fun fact about insurance.
Rick,
if you didn't know this about insurance, it's a pyramid scheme. Like you get a guy that sells insurance premiums. He sells enough of them, he gets bumped up a tier or something like that, and then your policy goes to somebody else, and you got to pay a fee to the top guy and a fee to the little guy. That's why you see these rate increases. Like, just switch your insurances every 6 months.
You know how your car insurance person started? Before he became a car insurance person?
I don't know.
He was selling premium memberships at Sam's Club.
Bringing it all together. There he is.
I walked it back,
I love that. On that note, I think we should move on.
Yeah,
move on. I think we'll just keep this one short and sweet.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here in a second. But the K economy, so you have the stage door that used to have $1 Bud and Bud Lights. So that deal apparently went away with Nevada Beverage because now they're offering, and still it's a very fair price, $2 Dos Equis Lager, Heinekens, and Heineken Zeros. They raised the shots up to like $7. Now, you talked about the new flooring and the new ceiling. When I was talking to the bartender, she said that was already accounted for, that it was the vendors, and it's always the vendors. But like, I was thinking about this too, in an economy or a country now where the younger kids are not consuming as much alcohol. But they're also not as social, they're doing an edible or whatever. I think alcohol sales were down over $1 billion last year. You would think that to spur some of this, that they would cut that, because I understand it used to be Vegas was a loss leader. I'm going to sell you that $1 bottle of Bud, but you're having a good time. I'm driving the foot traffic in there, and then I've got that extra money, so I can maybe put that other $10 in the machine.
When you're basically your economy in the United States right now is not they call it capitalism, but it's really about shareholders.
Yeah.
It's not about people anymore. It's about who owns the most shares and who can demand the most profits.
Sure.
And that's what it's really all about. It's just all about profitability. So
you know how
they basically curt the line as long as they can to make as much profit as they can and keep everybody, as miserable as possible, but not miserable enough to make them pull away.
So you know how we answered, how we thumbed our nose to the $2 Dos Equis? We walked over to Mona Me and had a $21 Bloody Mary. And it was delicious.
You really stuck it to him.
Yeah. F you, the man.
I like Scotty G. We both follow Scotty G. His podcast, his financial stuff. He's got a thing in February right now. It's unsubscribe, and basically he's calling for people to unsubscribe from services. If you get enough people to unsubscribe to these platforms like, say, Netflix or Amazon or Disney Plus or it sends a signal like Apple, whatever, Apple TV Plus. It just. Or chat. He specifically was using the AI services, like unsubscribe from all of them to send them a message, like, hey, we're done dealing with this, But who knows? It's kind of a small movement,
Sure.
But feel free to support it.
But to wrap up, Robert, who is seemingly always at the outside bar on the patio at Mona Me, has always been very pleasant and nice to us when we sat with him. And I asked him how things were going. I mean, Mona Me sits on valuable real estate on the Las Vegas Strip, and it's kind of like
some of the most valuable.
Yeah, the bigger engine that could, because they were busy for brunch. I mean, yay or nay with what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the Vegas economy, you wouldn't know anything bad was happening.
Speaking of valuable real estate, I was walking back to the bus stop at work, and I saw the Hard Rock Hotel for the first time in the skyline at night.
Oh, the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen it yet?
I've just seen pictures online, but I know it's gonna.
Oh my gosh,
it's
huge, dude.
660 feet, I think it's supposed
to
apex up. Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is, like, whatever way you come from the Strip, you're gonna be able to see it.
You want to do an orange Dorito?
So they're gonna have premium rooms. Yeah. They're gonna have premium rooms. They're gonna have some of the best views. And if you're a casino owner in this town right now, you got to be scared shitless of the Hard Rock.
Well, I mean, it's a tribe out of Florida, right? And
Seminoles.
and I think it's going to change the landscape because we've said this before, because it's not MGM, it's not Caesars, it's not 23 of 25 properties or whatever is on the Strip, and they can come in with their own money and kind of shake it up, and hopefully they do.
And they have no overhead, no private equity, no nothing to mess with them. So
yeah.
I think the natives are going to own the Strip in 20 years. That's my call, or the majority of it anyway.
And that's the mic drop moment where we should probably just wrap this one up.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get back to this regularly, so I'm gonna claim mental headspace and clear.
You heard it here first, guys. Chris Science said it.
Here up in her.
Her up in her.
Happy Valentine's Day to all the people that want to hear that. And then to the people that don't.
I'll buy y'all chocolates.
There we go. Episode 33, winging it with some heart. See what we did there?
Oh, weighing in on a prayer.
Yes.
Did you love that commercial? Did you see that one?
Yes.
Danny McBride and.
I did. Oh yeah. Let's cap that off. Best Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, that one was pretty good. I didn't see all of them though. I saw. So I like that one, and then I'm trying to think of the other one. I like obviously I'm a Star Wars fan, so the Mandalorian Grogu one with Sam Neill. Did you see that one?
I did not see that one.
So they were ripping the Budweiser Clydesdale commercials.
Okay.
But instead of Clydesdales, it was Tauntauns.
The one, so they like the kind of like throwback 90s sitcom Dunkin' Donuts one with all the
90s stars.
The Boston folk, and 90 stars.
Urkel.
The one, yeah, and then the one that was just stupidly absurd but makes me giggle. It was Stiller and Benjamin. What's the other guy's name? The Instacart one where they're on the concert stage, and he does a backflip on stage, but he's significantly younger than Ben Stiller's character, and they're kind of dressed in this like 70s disco garb, and so like Ben Stiller's character is now like, well, I can't be outdone, so he goes up on a speaker stack to get the range to try and do a flip because he just can't do it off the flat surface.
That's hella funny.
And it's let's just say he tumbles. So.
He takes a dive.
Yeah.
It takes a dive. Side note, real quick. I read a stat that anytime the Super Bowl has a major percentage of a product, like I think it was crypto, like last year, it had over 40% of the ads or something like that.
Okay.
It crashed. And the time before that was like the .com bust was in like 2000.
Okay.
And it had crashed, same thing. So this year, it was all AI companies, and it was over 40% or something like that. And so they're speculating that AI is going to crash this year because of the number percentage of ads.
All right,
Isn't that weird?
Let's go use our AI software and chop this thing up now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
We're gonna make me a little more svelte in the AI.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I bought another software to make new YouTube thumbnails, so I'm interested to kind of try that out.
All right, so much fun.
Thank you. Sip, socialize, shine.
Subscribe and follow us on TikTok. Follow us on YouTube.
Yep.
And
Facebook.
Facebook.
I'm going to overlay this with the QR code with one of our stickers, and you can scan that. Join the Facebook group.
Yeah, it's the private group that we're going to be doing stuff hopefully soon.
We did I communicated with Skip Shearer, who runs the Disney Day Drinkers out of Orlando. He was out here for some event, I think something with Darren or something, but we're going to maybe use him as a little guidance, and he said he'd be interested in the future. So that's
that guy is like the new Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
We're recording this on a Saturday, but come Monday, hopefully we'll have this published.
This guy tearing it up.
All right. Have a good one.
That was a good one, bringing it around like that.
What's that?
I said that was a good one.
Subjects off limits, no topic too grand. Just friends and good spirits across this desert land. Like in online cheers, where everyone's known by name. Sharing laughter, wisdom, and playing life's game. Sip, socialize, shine, that's the motto we live by. From the strip to downtown, beneath the desert sky.